Aloha Broncos country. It is Sai, your boy from Hawaii, and we are going to be talking about some Broncos news every day, as always, here with me right here in my office. We got some pretty fun stuff to get to today, actually. Apparently, another media analyst allegedly put his foot in his mouth about Bo Nix, and it's pretty funny. Sean Payton actually responded to it, which I thought was hilarious. We're going to be breaking down Jarrett Stidham, and tomorrow night in preseason week 3, is Jarrett Stidham actually playing for his job as the backup quarterback of the Denver Broncos? We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about Bo Nix. Bo Nix will not be playing tomorrow. And I feel like him not playing kind of ties in to why Jarrett Stidham is going to play a lot tomorrow. Is Jarrett Stidham simply playing for his job, or is Jarrett Stidham auditioning for a new team? I don't know. We're going to get into all of that. Couple of cut candidates in the running back room. I'm going to go over that and why I think that we might be forced to make some difficult decisions in the running back room. And then, of course, we released Taylor Rapp yesterday, I believe. I made a video about that. It is good news for one guy, one player on the Broncos. I'm going to tell you who that player is and what Vance Joseph actually had to say about that player. A lot of good stuff there. And then some Marvin Mims, the unfortunate outlook of the potential future of Marvin Mims in Denver. This is due to having such a stacked receiver room. It is a possibility. We're going to talk about all of that stuff on today's episode. I'm going to cue the intro, and I'm going to see you guys on the other side. Thank you so much for joining me. We just had our first banger video 2 days ago. It got up to 1.5K views now. Could not be more grateful. We are at 45 subscribers, I believe. I can't believe there's even 45 people that care what Sai has to say about Denver Broncos football and Denver sports in general. So I cannot thank you guys enough. Thank you so much. I appreciate each and every one of you. Now let's go ahead here and dive into some of the stuff that I'm excited to show you. Okay, we are going to dive right into all of this stuff here. So we have an FS1 analyst, Jeff Schwartz is his name. He was talking about Bo Nix earlier. So much so that Sean Payton even responded to it. So Jeff Schwartz was on First Things First. For those not familiar, First Things First is basically, it's a sports analyst show. It's the one that Nick Wright is the main host of. Basically, all they do is sit around all day and drum up new ways to bash our Denver Broncos. So it is what it is. It doesn't surprise me that it's coming from these guys, right? But this is Jeff Schwartz right here. We're going to kind of dive into what he says. Obviously, take anything he says with a grain of salt. And he's actually kind of a hypocrite in this scenario. And I'm going to show you why after we listen to this soundbite from this guy.
Yeah, I would say step back, but I do think he just is what he is at this point. He looks like the same quarterback he was in college. I watched every one of his snaps at Oregon. He looks exactly the same guy in Denver. He's consistent, right? He's not going to make mistakes, as coach said. He's not going to push the ball down the field all that often, right? We know his air yards was short. His sort of advanced stats kind of put him right in the middle of the NFL. He gets a bump up because he can run the ball, which is great in certain situations for them. Sean Payton needs to get him to throw the ball in between the hashes. I think he was 5th worst in the NFL, just completion percentage in the middle of the hashes. Like, there's things to work on, but that's sort of the issues that, not issues the wrong word to say, it's what he was in college. He didn't throw a ball a ton between the hashes in college, right?
So he's basically saying Bo Nix has not progressed at all. He's still the same college quarterback that he was at Oregon. Obviously, that could not be any further from the truth. Bo Nix would have played in the Super Bowl last year if it were not for his ankle injury. But I'm going to explain to you why you need to, guys, I cannot express this enough. People that jump on ESPN or NFL Network, which I guess is owned by ESPN now, outlets like this, you got to take everything that they say with a grain of salt, because a lot of these guys just say stuff for clicks. They just say stuff because they're not a fan of Sean Payton, they're not a fan of the Broncos, whatever. There's a lot of these reasons, but look at this. This is from February 25th, 2024. This is Jeff Schwartz, the same guy that you just heard bashing Bo Nix. He said there are fair questions about Bo Nix as an NFL quarterback, but just blindly throwing out numbers like he can't/won't throw immediate or deep passes is useless to evaluate him. There's plenty of film of him doing it, and they easily could have done it more in the offense. So obviously Jeff Schwartz is a hypocrite. We're gonna take a look at this film breakdown. Here's Bo Nix, this is college, right in the middle of the hashes. Isn't that what Jeff said he doesn't do? I don't get it, man. I really don't get it. Also, you know, he had Sutton, who's a jump ball guy, who's a threat in the red zone. He's a possession receiver. He hasn't really had anyone to dominate the middle of the field the way Jalen Waddle can. So now that he has Jalen Waddle, I can't wait for him to prove this clown wrong. I really can't. I don't mean to name call, but man, this is crazy. So here's Bo Nix again. I mean, like, and this is tape shared by the very guy who we just heard. It boggles my mind. Like, all of these throws are great throws. So take what these guys say with a massive grain of salt. Obviously, he's just being a Bo Nix hater. Don't know why, but it is what it is. Obviously, our guys, Mile High Report down there laughing at this, rightfully so. And then, of course, we got this. This was Sean Payton's response to the entire thing. Sean Payton commented. So here, this is a direct what they saw on YouTube or X, one of the two, but it got fact checked by the automated AI system that fact checks it. And the automated fact check says Bo Nix has thrown the most deep touchdown passes of 20+ air yards since the start of the 2024 season. So like, the fact check on its own disproved what this guy had to say. And then Sean Payton also, he says, always easy to tell who works at it and who doesn't. So Sean Payton loves Bo Nix. Obviously, Sean Payton clearly is sticking up for his guy, and I think that's awesome. Jeff Schwartz, I would stay off of TV for a little bit, let this die down a little bit. But Broncos country, don't let people like this forget what they say and how hypocritical they are. And plus, we know when we're playing in February, which is the goal, stuff like this is just not going to matter. It's just funny to hear it now, and I can't wait for Bo Nix to prove all of these haters wrong. Next up, we are going to be talking about Stidham, Jarrett Stidham, our backup quarterback. There is belief around, you know, the pro sports world that is saying that Jarrett Stidham is kind of on his way out. Maybe he's auditioning for a new team tomorrow. You know, a team that would make sense in that scenario where we trade Stidham, I think, would be like the New York Jets. Their fans want them to tank. They're kind of in tank mode. The New York Jets are not a good football team, but their quarterback situation is horrendous. I think it's Geno Smith. Couldn't tell you who the backups are. I'm a Broncos fan, right? So, but I think Jarrett Stidham to a team like that, that's not very good, that doesn't have a good quarterback situation, and they're just kind of, they know 2026 is not going to be good for them. I think a team like that could swoop in and take Jarrett Stidham, like the Jets would be probably my number one thought. But then it's like, who's going to be our backup quarterback, right? There's got to be better options out there. I actually watched a video earlier on Moose. If you're not familiar with him on YouTube, the dude's got like crazy subscribers right now. It's like 62,000, I think he's at. Crazy. And he made a good point, actually, where he talked about how you know, he gave a bunch of different options for potential backup quarterbacks. Honestly, I wouldn't mind Milton from Dallas. I mean, the dude's got a rocket as a backup. Telling me Sean Payton can't develop somebody like that, I think that would be awesome. But this is 104.3 The Fan talking about showcasing Jarrett Stidham for a potential trade.
And going back and watching the Broncos game the other night, because I was surprised to see Stidham come back out there as well. Did it feel like they may have been showcasing him for a possible trade?
No, I doubt it. I mean,
otherwise,
Stokely
what's
says
the
no.
I just don't think that, what do you anything of if he knows the system. I wasn't like he
So Stokely doesn't seem to think so, but the thing that a lot of people miss is we save almost like $7 million of cap if we trade Stidham. So it is a conversation that needs to be had, especially with how bad he looked against Green Bay and how bad he looked in that AFC Championship game last year. Obviously, we're all there for it. We all watched it, and it hurt to know that if that was Bo Nix, we're going to the chip, right? So that's what I think. I think if we do trade Jarrett Stidham and we want to save that $7 million cap space, I could see him going to like the Jets or one of those bottom tier teams like that. Next up, we got Bo Nix. He will not be playing tomorrow. Sean Payton confirms it himself right here. Obviously, we all know this. He obviously showed enough in that Green Bay game for us to have full confidence that Bo Nix is going to be back from the ankle injury. But I believe that Jarrett Stidham basically playing for his Denver life. He's playing for his Broncos life tomorrow. I think that also contributed to the fact that Sean Payton's like, you know what? Let's sit Bo Nix. Let's let Sam Ehlinger and Jarrett Stidham just kind of duke it out and see if I got to make a trade, if we got to, figure out this backup spot, or if I'm comfortable with one of these guys.
We'll see. I mean, do I talk to you guys tomorrow? All right. He probably won't play in this game.
Says he probably won't play in this game. Talking about Bo Nix. I mean, we all knew that was coming, but I think that one thing led to the other in that scenario. So let me know what you guys think down below. Is Jarrett Stidham on the outs, or will he be our backup Q for the remainder of this season? And then here we're going to talk about some potential running back cuts, right? So we know we got J.K. Dobbins. We got R.J. Harvey. Obviously, this running back depth chart here is kind of out of order. But, so we got J.K. Dobbins. He's going to be the starter. R.J. Harvey's going to be the backup. I think R.J. Harvey's going to be kind of like that third down receiving back for sure. He is so good catching the ball out of the backfield. I think Jonah Coleman will be our third running back on the depth chart. He's going to get a lot more playing time than people think he will this year. And the reason why is because he's really solid at pass blocking, and he can also just run the heck out of that football, man. He can plant his foot and get upfield fast. So I think that spells bad news for Tyler Bidet and Jaleel McLaughlin. I think both of those guys are probably gone, if I'm being honest. I like Jaleel, but the fumbling, like he had one against the Bills, and then he didn't see the field the rest of the game. And then, of course, the fumble, I believe it was against the Falcons two weeks ago. So I think all of that coupled together is bad news for Jaleel McLaughlin, which is unfortunate, but that's life in the NFL. Tyler Bidet just has not done enough to warrant staying on the team. I like Cody Schrader, and I like what I've seen from Cody Schrader, but I think he will probably be like a practice squad candidate. Cut him and then probably get him on the practice squad after that. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. What do you think the running back room is going to look like post preseason, post cut down day? And then, of course, we got JL Skinner news. So obviously we released Taylor Rapp yesterday. I made a video on that. Check that out if you have not. But Taylor Rapp was released, and I think that is good news for JL Skinner, especially when you take into account what Vance Joseph had to say about him.
A great camp. He made a total commitment this fall with his body, with his prep. Every single day he's been on. He missed the entire spring with his shoulder injury. He came back tired.
So I don't know if you could hear what Vance Joseph said. It's a little muffled audio, but he said that JL Skinner missed the entire spring with a shoulder injury, and he came back on fire, and he's had a great camp. He's had a great body of work. Obviously, JL Skinner is pretty darn good on special teams. So I would like JL Skinner to get a shot and make the roster, and I think that's exactly what's going to happen. And I think he might be a surprise breakout candidate. I think he might have some really good tape this year, and I can't wait for it. Obviously, it's really nice anytime you have a chance to grow your own players, and really develop them along the entire trajectory. And then they finally get that chance and they show up and show out. I think that's really cool. And I think JL Skinner has a real chance to do that this year. And then we're going to end on some, it's something to think about, man. It's not something I ever want, but let's see. This is Cecil Lammey, and I forget his name. Is that Dover? I don't remember. It's 104.3 The Fan. I don't live in Denver, unfortunately, but I do try to listen to them when I can. This is them bringing up a good point, though. They're talking about Marvin Mims and his spot on the depth chart, as well as, him potentially not being here because he wants to be a top receiver. He doesn't want to just be known as a special teams guy, right?
Full disclosure, Marvin Mims wants to be a star wide receiver. He's already a star return man. He's already an all-pro return man. He wants to be a star receiver. It's not going to happen here. He'll want to go where it has a possibility of happening. But he is so far down the pecking order, if everybody's healthy, he's competing with Troy Franklin for the 7th amount of targets.
So I don't know about 7th amount of targets, but he does have somewhat of a point, right? Like Marvin Mims, he's an ace return guy. We all know that, but I think he has so much potential to be a top flight wide receiver. And it is tough when you're competing against, obviously, Courtland Sutton ain't going anywhere. Jalen Waddle is going to start, obviously. He's a dynamite. And then, of course, we got Patty Ice, Pat Bryant, PB13, who just put on an amazing camp. I actually wouldn't be shocked if Pat Bryant's your number 3. And then, of course, Troy Franklin, which is who Marvin Mims is probably competing with, right? And then he does make a good point. Like RJ Harvey's going to command targets, right? He's a receiving back. Then you got Evan Ingram, who they want to get involved in the pass game this year. So it is something to think about. Like, there's just not enough targets to go around. But guys, don't get so blue on that thought, because it is a good thing. When you have so many talented guys, it's hard to get them all the football. That's a good problem. That means you have an absolutely talented roster. And I can't imagine a scenario where overall that's a bad thing at all. Let me know what you guys think, Broncos country, down in the comments. Of course, like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell for notifications. I am Cy, as always, your resident Broncos fan from Hawaii. So I wish everybody a great, safe Thursday night. I will be uploading tomorrow. I might go live as doing a watch along sort of thing for the Denver Broncos final preseason game. So join me for that. Join the channel, subscribe. Our family here is growing. Broncos for life, obviously. I also will be covering the Nuggets, the Rockies, and the Avalanche when we get into those seasons. Yes, just because I'm from Hawaii doesn't mean I can't watch hockey, right? But yeah, we're going to be covering all that stuff, and we're only going to grow this channel. So join me for that. Help me out in the algorithm. I appreciate each and every one of you. I can't believe I got over 1,000 views on a video. I never thought that was going to happen. So I just got to thank each and every one of you from the bottom of my heart. Aloha, everybody. God bless you all. And I will see you next time. And we can all mile high salute to that.